Hi, this is Matt with AppliancePartsPros.com. Today we'll be showing you how to repair your appliance. Remember, anytime you work on an appliance, make sure it's unplugged or the circuit breakers are off so there's no chance of electrocution. Also make sure you turn off your hot and cold water supplies. In this video we're going to show you how to change out the Frigidaire washer tub seal. It's going to be a very easy repair and should only take a few minutes to show you how to do it. If you already have one of these, great. If not, you can click on the link below or get it at AppliancePartsPros.com. When you open up the package, you're going to get the upper seal, the bushing, and the tub seal. The tub seal is located on the bottom of the outer tub, right in the center. It's where the transmission comes through to connect to the agitator. The main reason to be changing it is if it's gone bad and you're getting water leaking on the floor. In order to get to the part, we have to lift up this washer top. First thing we're going to do is put a piece of tape across the lid so that when we tilt it back, this doesn't fall and bang on the console. Then we're going to take a putty knife, and there's two locking clips, one on each side. All you have to do is follow it in until you hit them. The one on this side is done the same way. Once you have both tabs released, you can lift the top up. You want to be careful on this one because there's no hinge stops to stop it from falling all the way back. There's these little brackets here, but they aren't that heavy duty. Or you can put a towel across the lip right here and then rest that against the back wall. Or you can make a lanyard like we have to support the top. Once you have the top supported, we have access to the part. Now that we have the top up and out of the way, we can remove the agitator. First thing we're going to do is take off the fabric softener dispenser. It's just snapped in there, so we're just going to reach underneath it and lift it off. If it comes in half, make sure you take both halves out, put them back together, so we can put it back later. With the fabric softener dispenser out of the way, we can reach in and grab this cap out. Sometimes it's in there pretty tight with all the soap residue, so if you have to, you can grab it with the pliers and lift it out and set it aside. Now that we have the cover out of the way, we can use our 1/2-inch socket with a ratchet and extension and take the bolt out that holds the agitator in. If it spins while you're trying to take it out, you're going to have to reach in and hold the agitator and break the bolt free. Once you have the bolt out, you can lift the agitator out and set it aside. Now we can remove the tub cover. There's a bunch of tabs that go around the outer edge and lock it to the outer tub. So you want to press down above each one to kind of compress the seal and take some of the tension off the tab. And then you can pull it out and release it. Then you can go around the tub and do all the other ones. Once you have all the tabs released, you can lift the tub cover off and set it aside. Now that we have the tub cover off, we can clean off the inside of the tub. You want to clean everything in here really good. We have to get these bolts out if we can. Sometimes they're locked in there and have to be cut off, so we'll see how this goes. But you want to make sure everything's really clean so we can get the inner tub out and get to the part. Now that we have the hub pretty much cleaned off, we still have to clean out the inner tub, but we're going to take some rust buster and start soaking this right now and let it soak in as long as possible because we don't want to break these bolts if we don't have to. Alright, while you're letting that soak in, we can clean out the rest of the tub. Now that we have the washer cleaned up and the penetrating oil is sunk in, we can take our 1/2-inch socket and remove the bolts that hold the trunnion block together. Once you have the screws out, the trunnion block should come off, and then we can lift the inner tub out. And while you have the inner tub out, you want to make sure you clean all this up as best as possible. Now that we have everything cleaned up, you want to let this soak for a good amount of time with your penetrating oil on it. These are notorious for sticking to the shaft due to all the soap over the years and any corrosion that might be holding it on. So you want to work it loose, and you can get down in here and clean this area out with a small screwdriver and then kind of flex it to try to break it free and get it loose. You can even try grabbing the agitator shaft and rocking it back and forth to try to break it free. We had to get ours apart. We actually had to take these 5 bolts out, lift the inner tub out, left this on the shaft, and then we broke it free with the inner tub out of the way, and then we put it back together. Sometimes these get stuck on here so bad that you have to chisel them off and buy a new one. So just be very careful and let it soak as much as you can and slowly work it free. Once you have it broken free, then you can lift the inner tub out of the washer. With the inner tub out of the way, we can reach in and pull out the top half of the seal. Just want to carefully lift it off the transmission shaft and set it aside. Now we can take out the bottom half. You can take a small flathead screwdriver and kind of go around the lip right here and get any of the soap residue off of here so we can make it easier to pull out. And it's just pressed into the tub, so what we're going to do is just twist and pull up on it. If the spring falls off, make sure you grab that and pull it out too. Here's the old tub seal next to the new one. If you already have one of these, great. If not, you can get it at appliancepartspros.com. Before you put the new tub seal in, we're going to go and make sure you get any rough edges off, anything that might catch on the seal as we push it down. And then we're going to use a little bit of liquid laundry soap to make it slick, because when you push the second rubber seal down, you don't want it to catch on anything and cause a tear on the gasket. For the bigger piece of the tub seal, we're going to take a little bit of liquid soap and put it on this lip, just so it's easier to push into the plastic tub. You don't have to put a lot, just a very little bit. Once you have it lubed up, we're going to push it down into the tub. You want to set it in at an angle and push one side down first, and then work your way around and get the other side pushed down so it's seated into the tub. Once you have it in place, it should be seated nice and evenly around this lip. Next, we want to carefully set the metal bushing down onto the seal. You don't want to drop it. There's a ceramic face right here that you don't want to damage. So we're going to set it down, and then we can carefully put this smaller seal down the transmission shaft. This is the one that's on there pretty tight, so you want to be careful with it. If it's not going down very easily, you can put a little bit more liquid soap on there. Once you have it down in place, you want to carefully push it into the bronze colored bushing. Once you have it pushed into place, you can push the bronze bushing down against the tub seal, grab your soap, and then we can put the washer back together. To put the inner tub in, you want to grab it and carefully line it up with the shaft. It's a little heavy and awkward, so if you need to have somebody help you, make sure you grab them. Just want to carefully set it down so you don't drop it and damage the new tub seal. Now that we have the inner tub in, we're going to carefully spin the transmission shaft around so we get the flat of the shaft lined up with this open space where the block is going to go across and lock the inner tub to the transmission shaft. When we took the bolts out, we saw that there was some orange thread locker in there. We got the bolts out so it wasn't the red type that doesn't come out. So we're just going to put some of this blue thread locker on to help secure these in place. Once you have the thread locker on, we can put the bolts in the block into the tub. All right, we're going to put the bolts through the back side. Then we can put on the block and tighten down the bolts. We're going to use our 1/2-inch socket with the ratchet to tighten them down. As you start to tighten it down, if you notice that the block is a little bit low, you may have to lift it up a little bit so it goes into the groove. Once you have it in place, we can tighten them down. You want to go back and forth so one doesn't tighten down more than the other. And make sure the bolts are tightened down evenly. So this is straight across. Once you have it tightened down and secured to the transmission shaft, we can continue to put the washer back together. Now we can put the tub cover back on. You want to line it up with the outer tub and make sure this is in the corner where the bleach dispenser goes. And you can go around and make sure all the tabs are lined up where they're supposed to lock in, and make sure none of them are inside the tub. Once you have everything lined up, then you can go around and snap it into place. Once you have the tub cover installed, we can put the agitator back in. To put the agitator in, all you have to do is set it down on the transmission shaft. You may have to spin the upper half so it lines up with the splines and goes all the way down. Once you have it in place, we can set the bolt in there. And then we can use our 1/2-inch socket with the ratchet and extension and tighten it down. Once you have it tightened down, we can put the cover in. All you have to do is slide it down and push it into position. Once you have the cover on, we can snap the fabric softener dispenser back in. There's little tabs that go in the notches, so make sure you line those up and snap it into place. Now we can close the top. We're going to lift up on it a little bit to take the tension off the lanyard so we can unhook both ends. Once you have it removed, we can lower the top down and snap it onto the retaining clips. Once you have the top locked down, we can remove the tape. Now that you're done repairing the appliance, you can plug it back in, turn the water back on, and take it for a spin. Thanks for joining us for another successful repair brought to you by AppliancePartsPros.com. Check out our other repair videos on our site, Facebook, and YouTube.